I don't know what's going on, and I simply don't want to know.
This is a real thing, and it doesn't mean that your woman is clueless, but it means that she's on autopilot. Which can be annoying, honestly, for a man, but it's a good sign. It means that she sees you as her protector and she trusts you fully. Just keep in mind that you need to remember where you parked because she won't.
She literally has a boyfriend.
About it.
Is this a video?
Yeah, this actually is a video. What are you doing? Get off of me.
Come on.
I'll think about it.
I'm really never sleeping. Stop.
Babe, turn it now. Babe, turn it now, babe. Babe, I'm
Nigga, you gotta be ashamed of yourself, nigga. Real talk, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. All as you is.
Has anyone ever told you have a deep voice?
Yes.
Damn!
My dad and my mom every day.
Nah, you got a deep, like, you sound like the bro.
No, my dad doesn't call me before noon. He said, your voice is way too deep before noon. But after that, it's still deep as hell. I think my dad thinks I'm a son, and he's like,
No, I would too. Hey, Louie, it's good to meet you, my nigga. You feel me?
And I want to tear you apart.
What's your age?
33.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I broke up with my ex-boyfriend who wanted to marry me because there was a power struggle in our relationship, and I wanted him to dominate me because I didn't want to be the leader, but I was the leader.
So why didn't you just submit to him?
Because I didn't feel safe with him. If he made me feel safe, I would have naturally submitted, and we'd be amazing.
So what were some of the things that he did that made you feel like you were the one leading?
He couldn't make fast decisions, and I can make faster decisions.
Give me an example.
I mean, everything we did. He was gonna get his real estate license. He couldn't even pick the date for the test. Like, I'm sorry, I have 2 real estate licenses. I can pick dates for tests. Like,
How do you feel about sex on the first night?
Personally, I wouldn't do it. I feel like it's the build-up that like builds the tension and the connection.
So is it more of a turn on when a guy acts like he doesn't want to sleep with you?
Not that he acts like he doesn't want to, but isn't like very persistent of like that's the only thing that he wants. Like
So-
wants to take you out on a date and have a good time and isn't expecting anything from it. That's when a girl usually gives it to him.
How do you feel when a guy says no to sex from you?
I don't know, that has never happened to me.
A guy's never told you no before? Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Well, how many guys have you said no to?
A good amount. But it's different, you know, you're a girl. Guys don't really care. They have like very low standards.
So when a guy comes up to you, in your head, what do you think he's thinking about you?
I have like literally zero thought because a guy will go up to 20 girls in one night. It's just like, oh, that she's just standing there. Let me just go and try and see. Maybe I'll score.
What's your age?
I'm 24. 24.
What's the most challenging thing about dating 24-year-old men?
They don't have any money. They don't. No aspirations, no money, and no will to provide.
So you're not attracted to men without money?
It's really hard to date without money because I like to go out and do things. Yeah, I agree. Nails, hair, drinks, stuff like that.
So it's a man's job to pay for your nails and your hair?
Yes, just like it's my job to look like this. That's right.
But I thought women did makeup in their hair and their nails for themselves, not for men.
Yes, but as you're a woman, you want your woman to look beautiful.
If your woman looks like a bum, that's on you.
So if we were dating from the jump, you'd expect me to start paying for your hair and your nails?
From the jump. From the jump.
And how much would I be spending?
A cool $500 a week. Easy.
Nails and toes, 200, and then hair, salon, makeup, maintenance, all that good stuff, highlight, 200.
So the man pays for all your hair and your makeup and stuff. What does he get in return?
Me. me looking good for you. You can walk around with me.
All the girls are doing fraud. That's the secret. That's how they're getting on the trips. That's how they're paying for the things. They're doing fraud. Not even just regular fraud, wire fraud.
As someone who lives in Metro Atlanta, I thought y'all knew. The people y'all see on social media are either escorts, PIMPs, or scammers. The PIMPs are not like the movies. They're like Jocelyn's Cabaret. They live in high-rises, condos, drive a nice car. They're not on the streets. And what really gets me is the young girl. Y'all seeing someone on here give SW advice and think that's dating advice. You're like, yeah, man offered to fly me out, and then when I got out there, I refused to sleep with him, so he sent me home. Or he kicked me out the hotel room. It's because he thought you were SW. He thought you were an escort. That's why. I remember the young girls, if you need money for college, become a sugar baby. Get on Seeking Arrangements like, baby, that's for sugar babies, escorts. And when it comes to scammers, y'all think it's just some like 19-year-old guy with a ski mask. Like, no, the pretty young things are doing fraud. How do you think the girl on Instagram is getting $300 nails every 2 weeks? Paying people hundreds of dollars to glue down her wig, which is insane to me. Why are y'all paying people to glue down your wigs? That's so crazy to me. Then hundreds of dollars at that? Well, how do you know, baby? I've been from the hood to Flint to Metro Atlanta. I've seen it all. Like, even with Jocelyn's Cabaret, like, she's a PIMP. And then you'll see girls get on there like, oh, I didn't know, like, this what this was. Yeah. Why do you think all these musicians that are on, like, Love and Hip Hop, their music's doing so bad, but they're walking around with Hermes bags? Please, y'all have to be able to see it.
I went on a date this week, and I felt the feminism leaving my body.
Did you hear that? Following this chart can help you banish feminism. Let's find out how.
So I go on dates. There's always a negotiation about who pays. I sort of fell into going on a date with the most guy's guy. Usually not my type. He's putting his card down. He's paying for everything. It sort of activated something feral in me, I'm not gonna lie. As he's going to leave for the bathroom, he turns to me and he hands me his credit card. And he goes, here's my card. Get us whatever. It might be time for me to get away from all these, liberal snowflakes.
So let's analyze. She was interested in feminism, which says that anyone can be anything, anywhere, at any time, as long as you feel like it's true, and facts are evil. And then she had an experience of a man who demonstrated his ability to accumulate wealth and then shared it with her. This consequently raised her expectations for male behavior. These would be liberal snowflakes. And this experience left her stuck on her highest setting. Now she's comparing everybody to this one guy who gave her a strong experience, and there's nothing they can do about it by being more nice. These are, again, snowflakes. So if you maximize this, and then find someone you like and share those things with her, she will think of you like this. Let's find another example.
This guy DMs me on Instagram yesterday, just trying to shoot a shot. I proceed to send this man my address. He said, if you enjoyed the delivery when it arrives, you can respond with your phone number. Look what just showed up at my door. Chivalry is not dead, ladies. Chocolates too. Like, that has just raised the bar so high.
Of course, both of these examples are based on money, which is difficult right now. Talk to your government. But there are other ways to build and then share the things that make her change her feelings about you. I am going to go into that more in Self-Maximize. I'm working on that right now.
Hey, there's a big epidemic where men are sleeping with women, getting them pregnant, and they don't want to pay child maintenance. They don't want to pay any money into their account to support their child. And let me explain how a lot of women are falling into this trap, yeah? A lot of women love to sleep with party man. You see young women love to sleep with a man that's sponsoring fun and sponsoring their habits. So you see when you're a man and you're like, yeah, babes, I'm going to come pick you up. We're going to drive to Manchester. Don't worry, we're going raving. I got the bottle and tables. I want to check you into a hotel after. Don't worry about that. We got alcohol, weed, food, everything. Like, you see that man there? Them man there get to sleep with women still. Them man there sleep with young women, fly their legs for them man there, because you can't wrong them. They're young, they're naive, and you see when you come from a broken home, a lot of women don't really understand family economics, so they can't see the other side of the coin. Let me show you the other side of the coin now, yeah? A lot of these man that are Mr. Party Guy, Mr. Fun, sponsoring everything, a lot of these man live in little box rooms in their mum's council estate, and these man are shortchanging their mum on money. They're shortchanging their mum on money that will be used to pay for gas, electric, council tax, water bills, food, shopping, real domestic responsibilities. While he's out there paying for all this fun and partying with this girl, and this girl's thinking, oh my God, looking up to him like he's the man, his mum's looking down at him like he's a little man, that she wants to get out of the house because he's neglectful of responsibilities. But when this party girl gets pregnant and has a baby for him, this party girl now evolves into the woman inside the house with domestic responsibilities. Before, she used to want money for, you know, fun and partying and alcohol and, you know, outside. Now she wants money for gas, electric, council tax, water bills inside. And she's asking him to give her the money because he's the reason why she's got this baby. Do you understand? She's like, raw, you need to help me because we've made this baby together and I want to keep the baby warm and fed. And you see these men are like, tight-fisted. Same way they would be tight-fisted with their mum. Do you understand? All the young women that follow me on here, I'm telling you, you're not safe to sleep with a man until you know his mother. Until you can go to his mum and work out the economic situation in the household, it's not safe for you to fly your legs for him, because usually these men that look like they're Mr. Outside fun party guy, pays for stuff, they're very neglectful men. They're just neglectful of domestic responsibilities inside of the house. You see these black British brothers with their government mentality. Like, you see these black British brothers, yeah? I know I sound like one of them, but I was actually born and raised in Jamaica, and I got a whole different mentality when it comes to family economics and what we're supposed to do as men. But you see these black British brothers, I'm letting you know this, they're looking at the woman thinking, raw, the government's got you. They expect the government to pay for things inside of the house, and they want to pay for things outside of the house. Trust me, dog. And you see, in this conservative government that we're living in right now, the conservatives are stripping it back, you know. I've seen it. I've been in England long enough to see 3 terms of the conservative government making things tight for women. I know women that are living in single mother poverty because they breeded for one of these idiots. So young girls, know yourself and try don't do it, yeah?
I think artists need to consider whether or not they're going to continue using this word. And when you're targeting your music at black people, white people, Asian, Muslim, whoever your music is reaching, talking to the least racist person that exists.
Hi, I'm Flo and I am racist. Now, some of you might be listening to this and thinking like, what the fuck, Flo? Don't you have a black boyfriend? Yes, I do. And I am still racist. So buckle in and let me explain. Now, before we get into the nitty and gritty of it, do I believe that I am higher than my partner just because of my skin colour? No. But do I recognise that society thinks that I am higher just because of my skin colours? Yes. Now, before my boyfriend, I would always say, like, I'm not racist. But after him, I learnt that I had a lot of unconscious bias. And I learnt that by learning about him. Now, one thing that really stood out to me when I uncovered this unconscious bias and racism within me was when black people resist arrest. I was always like, I'm not racist. But if you just let them arrest you, you're not going to get police brutality. Now, yes, there's layers to that. So there's also the social class construct within our society that I might not have been exposed to. But realistically, the crux of it was racism. If I'd have seen a white counterpart resist arrest by a police officer and that police officer got aggressive, I would blame the police officer instinctively and not if it had happened to the black person. It wasn't until I had a conversation with my partner and realised my racist ideology that I actually changed my mind. My partner does nothing illegal, yet I was on the phone to him and he got stopped by the police on 3 separate occasions within a day. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, by that third police officer, I'd be pissed off. They're constantly chipping away at you and then you explode. You're all of a sudden a bad person. They were racially profiled and then they were consistently stopped, and then we as white people consume the end goal and we believe that there's a justification for the police's brutality. We find a reason for that, and that is white privilege and racism. There's a quote somewhere out in the world where somebody said, you can't be not racist, you're either racist or you're anti-racist, and it has stuck with me forever. Now, I'm working on being anti-racist, but by being anti-racist, I actually have to work on my own racism. In my humble opinion, somebody that says I'm not racist are the most dangerous in society, because all that's doing is making sure you have a wedge in between your opinions and what other people are saying. You're sitting there saying, I am right because I know I am not racist and therefore I am not going to listen to you. That is a dangerous mentality to have. Everyone has racist tendencies. And there shouldn't be shame in that. That's not a bad thing to recognise that you actually have racist tendencies. Rather than putting a block to it and throwing your toys out of the pram, how about taking a step back and listening to what that other person has to say and how it affects them? Everyone has racist stereotypes, right? Like white people can't cook, or they let their dogs lick them in the mouth, and black people like chicken. But we as white people have to recognise that our racism is dangerous. Our racism prevents healthcare. Our racism increases prison population. Our racism prevents jobs. Now, the idea that somehow a black person has to stop using the N-word within their music to appease a white person is the definition of white privilege, and that is born out of racism. So you can't sit there and say, oh, I'm not racist. And I'm not just talking about the OTP. I'm talking about every single person here. You can't sit there and say, oh, I'm not racist, but because somehow black people need to appease white people by not putting the N-word in songs, but white people don't need to appease black people by not saying the N-word. Do you get how fucked that is? You hear that? I think it's very telling that the OP said black, white, Asian and Muslim, like somehow Muslim is a race. So this video isn't even aimed at her because she's too far gone. This video is aimed at the other white people that liked it, that were in the comment section. This is for you. I'm hoping me being as brutally honest as I possibly can be and wearing my own racist ideologies on my chest will somehow make you look inwards on yourself and say, actually, I need to work on that. Because without working on things, we are never going to improve as a society. Let's stop saying we aren't racist. It's not enough. We have to be anti-racist. We as white people need to, 1, recognise our racist ideology, and 2, recognise our white privilege. I'm trying to do better. I hope you do too.